right, Wild Nightz. I know you've been waiting for it. We are finally back. We've moved locations. All you Boise tastemakers, thank you so much for your time, but we're in Kansas City now. We're looking for movers, shakers, and tastemakers. And today I've got somebody absolutely fantastic for you.
Hi, guys.
She is one half of Flirts and Fumbles KC. She's a stand-up comedian, and she's got some wild stories to share with you. So I present to you Morgan Cochran.
Hello. I'm Flirts and Fumbles is a super fun project that I got to start with my co-host Marin. It's essentially just like a live storytelling show where people submit their bad, dating stories or, any sort of like crazy thing that might have happened while they're in pursuit of like romance. And we just air it out on stage anonymously. We have red and green flags that people play along with. It's a awesome time. It gets really crazy. And I cannot wait to hear more crazy stories come out of everybody.
Yeah, I bet. You've probably had some crazy ones already so far.
Yeah, definitely some ones that I still think about when I go to sleep at night. It's been something. It's nightmare fuel.
I bet.
Yeah.
So how did you get into that?
Well, I really just started doing stand-up comedy a couple of years ago when I moved to Kansas City. And my roommate actually was supposed to be co-hosting that night, one of these nights with Marin. And she had to end up going somewhere for her mom or have an emergency or something. And Maddie had asked me if I was able to step in. I was like, well, I'm already going to go see the show and watch you tonight, so I might as well, I'll step in for you. And so I did. And it was a really good time. Marin asked me a couple of months later to do it again, and then asked me to do it again. And then eventually it was just like, you want to just be the one that does it with me? And then we'll just bring a third every now and then. I said, hell yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. I love it. So for Flirts and Fumbles, KC, where can people find that? Because I know they're going to want to check that out.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram at Flirts and Fumbles _KC. That is going to be where you'll find all the submission forms in the bio as well. And we also do some street interviews. We go out to the people and ask a little bit about what their experiences are for, some content for you guys, but also, that way other people can get involved who aren't able to make it to the show.
Awesome. So you're also a stand-up comedian.
Yes.
Right? So you're pretty funny.
I would say so. People have been telling me I am.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, I just always grew up watching stand-up specials on DVDs and stuff because we didn't have cable growing up.
That makes two of us.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I just kind of really just fell in love with people being funny and saying crazy shit and people being able to come together, even though I grew up very religious. So a lot of the things that I would hear in these specials were oh my, people are allowed to say that on TV and stuff. And it just kind of I've always just really enjoyed watching stand up, and people have always told me how funny I was, and then I have such good timing, and they're like, you need to do comedy. And so a couple of years ago, I got tired of waxing buttholes every day as my career. And so I hung up my scrubs, I threw away my wax sticks, and I moved to Kansas City. And I've just been going to open mics and getting booked on shows. Luckily, people have been so kind to keep me going and help me grow, and it's just been a really crazy ride. It kind of happened just kind of really naturally for me so far.
So which profession has more assholes in it?
Honestly, probably still the waxing.
Still the waxing,
yeah,
okay.
Because you have to physically deal with an asshole, and then the person themselves is also an asshole.
Yeah.
At least the bros that I deal with out in the scene, none of them are actually showing me they're assholes.
Okay,
so.
Fair enough. Well, thanks for sharing that about your background and what you're doing. I hear you've got a couple different Wild Nightz for us to choose from tonight, right?
Yeah, I've got a handful. I'm going to read some titles to you, and I'm going to have you pick which one you think you want to hear. Okay, so I have title number 1 is Prom Spelled Backwards.
Okay.
And the second one is Jello Shots and a Can to the Head.
Okay.
The next one is Coke on the First Date Leads to Chlamydia.
Okay.
And the last one is Guns and Mullets.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are all enticing. I'm going to go with number 1, though.
Number 1?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good choice. This is going to give you a little bit of insight to where some of all of this kind of started to cultivate in a way. So the year is 2013, 2012.
Okay.
I am 15 years old. I'm in high school.
Okay.
And I'm not old enough to go to prom with all of my friends. So me and a couple of my other friends who also were not old enough to go with the rest of our older friends, we decide we're going to throw the biggest fucking party that anyone's ever seen. We're going to make it like Project X style. Like we're going to go crazy.
Okay.
And we coordinate with like 3 different schools. We tell them, hey, clear your freaking calendars, whether you're going to prom or you want to come after or you're going whatever, like clear your calendars for this weekend. And because we're in high school, this is 2012 to 2013, for those of you watching, was a time before social media was really huge.
Yes.
But it was still, people were still on it constantly. So you still had to be very quiet about like where times and places were going to be because the cops were going to come. So you have to like let everyone know, hey, we'll let you know where we're going to have it like 2 days before.
Shout out Zanga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get, several different schools involved, and we're like, okay, we pick the location. We think that this is the perfect spot. It's literally like out in BFE. It is by the lake. It's like kind of secluded in a way. There's only like really one way in and one way out.
So that sounds like it could be a good thing or a bad thing.
It was really sick. Sundown, me and my younger friends go out. We start setting up camp. We get the fire ready. We get the music going. We grab the bottles. We grab the coolers. Don't ask me how we got all the alcohol because I have no way I can remember, but we got really lucky.
Mister, I'm probably.
Yeah.
I'm probably sure it was a hey mister situation.
Something like that. Yeah. Or if someone's brother or cousin or whoever, they're like, we'll let you come to the party if you buy us
Was it
some
like
alcohol.
I wonder if it was like some creepy older dude too.
Oh, honestly, there's a really high chance it was that.
That's probably the
That's
scenario.
a really high chance, yeah. Everybody gets there. After prom, all these different schools start showing up. There's probably like 75 people. And to high schoolers, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of freaking people.
Dude, I don't think I have 75 friends. That would be a lot to me right now.
I don't think any of them anymore, except for maybe 2. So 75, they come and go. But everyone's having a great time. It's large enough that there are like 4 different sections of like groups happening, and there's like different activities. There's pong, there's fire, there's sit by the lake, there's whatever. Everybody's got their own thing going on. And just as I'm about to go and make out with this guy, I hear, oh my God, guys, do you see those lights up there? And we look up. We're like, no way, that's a flashlight. We get a phone call immediately as we see the flashlight. They're like, hey, cops are coming. You guys got to freaking shit and get. Like, you've got to go. And so I imagine this when I tell this story and I think about it. I think of it in like an aerial view. Like, I'm the drone. This is the drone shot. Imagine all of us congregating and like having a good time. Rah, rah, rah. And we hear cops and everyone just completely scatters.
Sure.
Me and my friends are trying to gather each other. Like, do we get in cars and start driving? Do we start running? What do we do? My friend Savannah, shout out Savannah, and I decide that we are going to run. So we get a couple of our other buddies and we just book it to one end of the lake, hoping for some sort of like dip down where we can like get low or like find some grass or whatever.
So you're going to like hide.
Yeah, we plan on hiding from the cops at this point, me and my friends.
Smart.
I don't give a shit about anyone else. It's me and my 3 friends that are running.
Against the world.
Yes. And we start going, and then I'm running fast, and I go to say something to Savannah. She's not there anymore. I look down 20 feet back. She had fallen into a hole and broke her leg.
Oh.
I didn't know at the time. I thought she was just being dramatic.
Yeah.
And I was like,
get your ass up, Savannah.
I did.
We're
It's
running
like, Savannah,
here. Come
get
on.
up. We've got to go. We're going to be in so much trouble. And so she does. She gets up and she runs on her leg, and we make it to this like grassy area next to the lake.
Okay.
And we happen to see that there are these like 2 tents that are already set up over there. And we're like, okay. It's like a half a mile from wherever we were partying at. So I imagine they might have heard us, maybe not. And then a couple of our other friends from the other side had kind of the same idea.
Okay.
So we all ended up, me and about 10 people ended up in one spot. And we approached these guys in the tents and we're like, hey, can we lie to the cops if they come over here and say that we've been fishing with you guys all night? They're like, hell yeah, we don't care. Yeah. And that is what I love about Midwestern and Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't like the cops either. You know what? We'll help you out.
Fuck them cops.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them. So we're hiding out there, and I'm looking over at Savannah, and she's like, takes solace in these guys' tent and is just like crying about her leg. I'm just thinking she's being so dramatic. We have to hide out from these cops for like 3 hours. All of our parents think that we're staying at each other's houses. Like, this to me is like survival of the fittest. I feel like I'm on Survivor right now. I'm like,
So
we're
how
gonna have to
old are
start
these
eating each other.
guys that you're...
The guys that we find in the tents gotta be at least 40.
So your idea is that if the cops came to this tent, they would believe that these 40-year-old men have taken these 14 or 15-year-old girls out fishing.
There was a couple of guys with us too at this point. So it was like mixed co-ed group.
So these 40-year-old guys have got a bunch of minors that they're fishing with. That's, man. Okay.
And
All
that right there is high school mentality. We were just like, adult, help.
Yeah.
And luckily they did. They didn't try to do anything weird with us. They literally just let us hang out until the cops were gone. My friend Donovan ended up driving Savannah back up towards the lake, and she called her mom to have her come. She had to go to the hospital. Like, leg is messed up. She calls her mom, and her mom's like, what happened? What are you doing? Because her mom thinks she's at my house. She's like, we were playing hide and seek, and I like tripped over this branch, and like it hurt my leg really bad. Like, I don't know what's going on. Come to find out, she hyperextended her knee.
Ooh.
And that is when like your knee bends out like this, but when you hyperextend it, it bends the other way.
Yeah.
I made her run probably 15 yards on a hyperextended leg. She was out of school for like 4 weeks healing on the couch. And it was incredible.
Well, she's a warrior, dude.
Yeah, she is.
She's a warrior, man. That's
She is
American
a warrior.
Ninja Warrior shit right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And honestly, she was my best friend all throughout high school.
Wow.
It's a trauma bond that we shared.
So you're hiding out from the cops. Yeah. You hang out with the guys for like 3 hours. What eventually happens with the cops? Do they just like give up? I mean, because you would think if they're serious about this shit, like they've got all-terrain vehicles. They can like maneuver through and like figure out where everybody is.
Well, luckily for us, like I said, we're in BFE, actually around the Branson, Missouri area, if you've ever been there. So there's a lot of nooks and crannies that a lot of squad cars can't get to, or at the time couldn't get to because the budget wasn't there. Now they get to drive whatever the fuck they want. But so there just was only so many routes to get in and out of that area. And so like the cops were all waiting like at the end of the road basically for everyone to leave, people to start leaving.
Gotcha. They were waiting you out.
Yeah, they're smoking us out, trying to get us out of there. They're going to be waiting and checking IDs, breathalyzing people, like giving people MIPs. Like I can imagine that's what happened to those who were not fortunate enough to find a hiding haven. Yeah.
They did not find... They would not survive in the zombie apocalypse.
No, they wouldn't. I don't want to, but I guess I could.
By the sound of this story, I think you kind of know your way around survival.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I was prepared to eat a couple people if I had to be out there for 2 days. So, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So what was the experience like with the guys? Were they just pretty chill and cool?
The guys were mostly pretty chill. I was kind of like, was a little bit concerned the longer we hung out with them that like, okay, they really don't want anything from us. They really are just going to let us hang out.
Isn't that
like
crazy?
They're just trying to be kind of cool. Like, why do we deserve that?
Isn't that crazy that like even at 15 you have that? You were 15, right?
Yeah.
Even at 15 you have that sense that like, generally speaking, guys are trying to get something.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that kind of fucked up?
It is really fucked up. And I think it's a universal experience for most women that you kind of, as you continue to grow up, you know, you get into certain scenarios or certain things happen and you kind of see what you think is the general like male character, and you know, and you kind of have to start preparing yourself for stuff.
Yeah, even at 15.
It's really sad.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wild night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But now I would fucking, if someone tried anything, I would try to punch him. I would.
I believe you. Punch him and then make a joke about it too.
Yeah, absolutely, and talk about how I got away.
Yeah.
And make it funny.
So let me ask you, if you have people that send you like weird messages, where do they go to?
They honestly, most of the time, go to my general inbox or my hidden requests on Instagram. But there is like a list of people who are blocked and or I just shouldn't be contacting. And they have 3 tombstones as their contact ID. And I have about, 20 of these guys. Let's take a look. So that way I know if I'm getting contacted by gravestones, it's coming from the graveyard. They're already dead. Should not be using it.
I absolutely love that. The graveyard. That's fantastic.
I don't know if the camera can see all of these, if you'll be able, but there is over a dozen.
Wow.
And oops, I guess there's one in my active iMessages. Uh-oh.
Oh, we got a fresh one.
Uh-oh. Well, a fresh dead one.
Ooh.
It's a fresh zombie. It's a fresh zombie.
Fresh zombie.
There is a zombie actively trying to come back.
So let me ask you, like, when you look back at this kind of story, why do you think you did what you did? I know it started out because you couldn't, like, go to prom. You were too young. But then why throw this massive, like, rager? Why not just, like, hang out with a couple friends, do a mature thing? I mean, I guess it's hard to do a mature thing at 15.
Yeah, it is a little hard to think about, like, being mature at 15. But I think for me as a 15-year-old, I think that I was actually pretty mature. I definitely knew, like, morally right from morally wrong, like what's legal and what's not legal. But I think that, like, growing up, I never felt, like, fully settled because my parents split up when I was young. We moved a couple of times as a child. So, like, I don't think that I ever internally felt settled. So, like, staying in for a night when I had the option to, like, do something mischievous sounded way better. Now I would literally kill almost for a night just to stay in and do laundry, clean my room, not talk to anybody. But at 15, you don't realize where your, like, stems are coming from. You don't realize, like, why you're craving the attention that you're craving for that. And I think I was just really just looking for some sort of just, like, outlet so I didn't have to just, like, sit at home and just be with my thoughts. Because we're all 15, none of us have, like, money to, like, oh, let's go to dinner. Like, who's going to drive? You know what I mean? So it was just, like, it was easier to convince a bunch of people to come out and drink with us than it was for us to try to coordinate, like, a chill little, like, post-prom sleepover or anything like that. And I think it had to do with, like, the area that I was growing up in as well. As a kid, there's really not a lot to do where I grew up. It's you go to the lake and learn how to fish and hunt.
So is this Branson?
This is near. It's actually in Forsyth. So there's a little town about 13 miles east of Branson called Forsyth, Missouri. About 2,000 people. As of right now, when I was growing up, definitely wasn't in the 2000s yet. So there just wasn't a lot to do, and it was just let's go find some alcohol to experiment with. Let's see how shitty we can get. It looks cool on TV. No, I get it. I grew up in a small town outside of Springfield, Missouri. Called Dadeville. Population 223. Which is funny because I am kind of from Southwest Missouri too, and I've never heard of Dadeville.
Well, when you got a population of 223,
right,
we don't even have a gas station anymore. We lost our gas station.
See, my grandpa's hometown is towards the Arkansas border. It's called Protem, Missouri. So it's around that same number in population, maybe less. They still have the Pioneer store. Shout out.
Lucky them. So let me ask you, or let me tell you, actually, my favorite thing about that part of Missouri, the cashew chicken.
Oh.
Have you had the cashew chicken in, like, Springfield?
Listen, Chinese food is my favorite food on, like, the entire, like, genre list. And I grew up going to a very specific restaurant buffet called Hong Kong Buffet on the 76 Branson Strip. And they have the best fried chicken to go with the cashew sauce, the sweet and sour sauce.
So good.
The freaking fried rice was always good. The crab rangoons, like, are you a gooner? You like goons?
No, I don't. I don't do the goons because the stuff inside is yucky.
You don't like cream cheese?
I don't do any type of cheese.
Whoa.
No cheese on pizza.
Just tell me you have IBS, bro. It's okay.
No cheese whatsoever.
No cheese on pizza?
No cheese on pizza.
You eat pizza, though.
I do like the build your own pizza, and I do no cheese. So I do sauce, bread, and meat.
Interesting.
It's interesting. I know. I've heard it all.
Interesting. But back to the Chinese food, because I want to make a point here. The Chinese food here in Kansas City is not even a touch as good as what I grew up with, and I think it's because they don't fry the chicken the same.
That's exactly right.
So I need you guys to freaking figure it out. Okay, I'm sick of that soft little tempura fucking breading.
You hit the nail on the head. They use the
hate
tempura breading.
I hate it.
Yeah.
The only thing that should be tempura is a piece of shrimp in my sushi roll.
Yes, I agree.
And even then, when I get sushi, I'm gonna get raw sushi too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is my stance on the Chinese food here. If we could get like Southwest Missouri Chinese food up here in Northwest Missouri.
Yeah.
What is it? Central Missouri? What the hell is this? Where are we? We're in Kansas right now, I guess.
Somewhere. We're on the Kansas-Missouri border.
Like I said, I'm from a
north.
small town. They didn't teach us much about geography. I barely know where I'm at most of the time.
We done learned where we was.
They taught us 3 letters, okay? USA.
That's right.
That's all we learned.
That's right.
I'm lucky I made it this far.
Yeah, I hear you there. So that's crazy. But yeah, Springfield, Branson, Forsyth, that's a cool area. I really
It's
like
very
it.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Not a lot to do. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the point. I think you kind of have to have that.
So if we go back to the story, right?
Yes.
We kind of figured out what happened. We figured out maybe why you did it.
Mm-hmm.
But now looking back on it, would you do it again? If you were still, put yourself back in your 15-year-old shoes, and you could either do it and have this cool ass story, or you could like not do it and not have the risk and not have your friend break her leg, and just maybe have watched Catfish that night instead.
Oh, man.
Actually,
Catfish
you didn't have cable, so you couldn't watch
No,
Catfish.
but Catfish back in that era was the best.
It was really good. I know.
It was the best. So that's like, if I could go back in time as a 15-year-old and have cable, I would choose Catfish.
You'd choose Catfish.
Sorry, Savannah, about the leg all these years later, but I probably would still do all that
Still do the
again.
story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd probably still do it all again.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of iconic. I mean, I feel like a lot of people in high school would probably wish that they could do something similar to that, or at least people who were in that same mindset that I was in.
Yeah.
And I'm sure now they can do all kinds of things, but social media, everyone's filming everything, so you can't get away with much.
So now, would you condone like another 15-year-old to go out and do this?
Are you asking if I'd like buy them alcohol to do it?
No, you don't have to buy alcohol. But if somebody like 15 was like, hey, I can't go to prom yet, but I want to get my friends together and throw a big ass bonfire, not tell our parents, but yeah, that's what we want to do. Would you be like, yeah, go for it? Or would you be like, no, this is an unwise decision. You should have a nice sleepover, and
I'm really
do
trying to think
whatever.
about the morality of it all right now.
Yeah, it's a difficult
because
question.
we want to protect our children, we want to protect the youth. I have 2 nieces and 2 nephews that are 11 years old and under, and I would never want anything bad to happen to them. But
But
I do think that for me, something like that was a part of a learning experience in a way, and it like shaped me out to be better, to make better decisions moving forward.
sure.
So it's almost like I would still, tell them, you know what, if you want to try something similar to that,
Yeah.
be safe. Don't do any drugs. Just drink alcohol. Don't drink too much alcohol, but just drink alcohol. Don't do any drugs.
Yeah.
Maybe have some, you guys can have fun down there. I think there's a
Yeah.
lot, because I think that as I get older, it seems more that like we aren't letting our kids be independent enough in certain areas.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like, oh, you should be sending your minors out to go drink and drive and blah, blah. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like, we felt like we had to do something like that for ourselves because we never had collectively a safe space for all of our different friends to get together in a large setting like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to be able to encourage your kids in safer settings, obviously, to be able to want to do something like that.
Sure.
And feel comfortable enough to be like, hey, we can't go do this, so let's get a group of us to go do this. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why people put their kids in like Boy Scouts and stuff, so they know
Yeah.
how to like start fires or whatever.
Yeah.
We just grew up in the woods, so that's how we knew how to start fires. That's just how that worked.
That's just how it worked, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Came out the womb knowing how to spark a couple of rocks together.
Hey.
Just kidding. We use lighters and matches. I don't know how to do that shit.
You know what? I remember when I was a kid, I did do the rock thing. Like, I heard about it and I did it, and it took me like hours.
See,
Me and my buddies, and we finally got it to work.
really?
Yeah.
I always wanted to start one with a magnifying glass.
So that would probably be hard. No, I know you can like kill bugs with a magnifying glass. I remember doing that, but I don't think I don't. They would have to be like.
I
super
saw it on A Bug's
concentrated.
Life, and it just looked like really cool. I'm sure, like,
Yeah.
to the ants in the film, that's the fire. But I wanted to be like, you can start a fire with one of these? Wait a minute. I'm learning so much from cartoons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome, man. Well, thanks for sharing that story, man.
Yeah.
That's
It's been in the
sounds
vault.
like a crazy, crazy time, and I'm glad everybody ended up okay. Fuck the cops.
Yeah, fuck the cops.
They did. How many people do you think they got?
God. I mean, I would say probably under 20,
Okay.
maybe at least 10 people.
Out of like 75?
Yeah, but like no one, everyone, mostly like people from like my group and my school, like in like our, like, didn't really care. We're like, oh,
Yeah.
MIP, they'll figure it out. It'll be
Yeah.
fine. Because at that time, because you're kind of in podunk nowhere, I don't really know if they take MIPs that seriously, or they didn't used to.
They did. So when I was at Missouri State, MIPs were a thing.
Yeah.
And back in 08.
Well, we used to have this one cop after this, and we would continue to party at like the creek and the lake in smaller amounts at this point, because we learned our lesson. The biggest lesson was don't do it with 100 people. Do it with like 10.
Yeah.
And we would have this one cop, his name was Bobby. Shout out Bobby.
I feel like you're going to get Bobby in trouble right now.
I don't remember his last name, so it's not really going to be that.
He's going to be like the one cop that's still
yeah.
at the division. Like, God damn it, Bobby. We knew you'd end up. This is going to go viral.
Yeah.
He's going to get kicked out.
I don't
care.
He used to party with us. He used to stay, and he would hang out with us and drink. So
yeah.
Maybe he shouldn't be a cop.
Yeah, maybe it's not the right
anyway.
decision for him.
So like we kind of in some cases had them on our side, and then not in other. It just depended on like how large the gathering was and what kind of crazy stuff was going on. So it was like kind of encouraged. Yeah. Really.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Well, thanks for sharing that story. That's a great story. I'm sure with Flirts and Fumbles, you probably get a lot of
They get a lot
stories.
steamier in those stories for sure, but my grandma is still alive. I love you, Barb. So I wanted to keep it a little...
Yeah. Does she come to Flirts and Fumbles?
Oh, no, Barb does not. Barb is a lively 86-year-old woman who's had a hip replacement.
Don't make excuses.
And she lives 3.5 hours away. And she can't drive this way. She doesn't
load up one of those old people vans, man. Haven't you seen?
You hear that? He just called her old. I said she was lively.
Yeah, good job. Haven't you seen what's that show with Billy Bob Thornton? No. Okay. Well,
they load a bunch of old people up into a van
and they take them to the strip club. So instead of going to the strip club, I'm not saying go to strip club, but go to Flirts and Fumbles KC.
I think that show might give her a heart attack. So if you want a heart attack, you want your grandparents to have a heart attack. If you're done with them, bring them to Flirts and Fumbles.
Bring them to Flirts and Fumbles. Okay. All right. So when's your next show?
The next show is going to be May 27th at Skate Bar. The show starts at 7 p.m., but it's $5 at the door. So if you want to RSVP and let us know that you're coming, you can go to @flirtsandfumbles_KC on Instagram and RSVP in one of the links there, or you can just show up and pay the $5 cover, and we'll be happy to have you there.
Awesome. Now, what about your comedy? When's your next comedy show?
Oh, my next stand-up gig is actually going to be May 21st at Rewind. The show is called The Good Comedy Show. I've got a lot of really cool guys on that show with me. Red Morgan, Terrence Berger, John Sheezer. Sorry, brother. John Cheezer. It's going to be like a mix of stand-up, a little bit of mix of some sketch that everybody's been putting together. It's going to be a really good time. That one is a free show. So come as you are, hang out with us at Rewind on May 21st, and just have a good time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Before we let you go, is there anything else you want to shout out? Maybe your socials or anything along those lines?
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram, guys. Morgan Cochran. I actually spell it at MorganCochrann. You'll see a lot of me promoting a lot of my stand-up comedy, a lot of the Flirts and Fumbles promos as well. So if you want to catch any of those, you want to see me live in any way, shape, or form, following me on Instagram is going to give you the fastest track to be able to know where I'm going.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming. We really appreciate your time.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for having me.
And if you guys like this, you know what I need you to do. I need you to like, subscribe, and come back next week. All right. Appreciate you guys.
Bye, guys.